Oh, hello. Yeah. Good afternoon. Who is the other? Yang tu tak ada? Mana ini? Okay. So this is week 10. Week 10. Okay. So remember that week 11 you will have your test 1. Test 2. Sorry. Yeah, a bit confused. Test 2. While working for others, something on I'm not sure whether you heard about that. Just yesterday I listened to Perbahasan, what is called in Parliament, which was something said by Dr. Johari, MP from TT Wangsa. I'm not saying that from which party, okay, but something very worrying me, because he said that, okay, from last few years, 4 years back, okay, every year our graduate, our total graduate is about 300,000 per year. Total graduate. A graduate can be, of course, can be degree, can be diploma, and can be even master and PhD. But he said that the job offered by private sector is only 1/3 of that. Probably less than 100,000. So meaning to say that, okay, we have a lot of university and we're able to graduate 300,000 graduate per year, but only 1/3 can get their job in private sector, of course. Of course, you can have in your government sector, it can be, you can apply, you can go overseas, you can go Dubai if you want. Okay, so this is a statistic. I tried to check whether there is statistic on that or not. Okay, so it's very worrying, meaning to say that you have to compete with others, two others of that. Of course, if you want to kerja with your farmer, it's no problem. Your father and mother, no problem. If your father and mother, you have your farmer, no problem on that. Of course, if you choose not to work, then it's no problem. Okay, but if you choose to work, that's something also very worrying. And another thing, it happened to me to our program last week. Okay, there is one alumni. And this is just to share between you and me, one alumni. He or she wrote, I know so it is alumni or the student that pretend to be alumni. Okay, wrote to our dean that saying that what's something lacking in our computational science. And we did not teach our students using a very multi-purpose programming language, which is either R or Python. Then I checked, betul juga cakap dia. Because there is a multi-purpose general language. You have all your Java, I think you have all your database language and so on. Okay, but this is something probably lacking, because in your computational science lab later on with Dr. Chiu, I guess he will use MATLAB. Okay, and later on with parallel processing with Dr. Ling in your 4th year, we use MATLAB as well. Okay, for your parallel processing. So Then when I try to relate these two, because if you know Python very well, I think you can easily get. You can also say easily get the job. I cannot promise for some GT. So probably increase your employability. So because of that, because of these two things linked together, I'm not sure whether you're aware your assignment 2 or not. Belum lagi ya. Dah aware. So your assignment 2 very simple. Very, very simple. Masuk. Dipersilakan mengumumkan pertibaan. Okay, because of that complaint, that I feel that it is my responsibility to force you. Paksa ini bukan paksa rela. Your assignment 2, you have to complete either by using R or R Studio. Of course, you have to install R first, then you get the R Studio. Okay, you can follow. You go to YouTube lah. You search mana video yang paling singkat dan paling banyak view, then you follow. That's the way lah. That's the way. I also follow that. You go YouTube, you search for this one, or if you want to use Python, okay, of course there are different IDE that you can use. Oh, the easiest way is many of my FIP students, they're actually using Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so you may try. Okay, you can try either one. Of course, if your group decided to produce 2, then it's okay. Okay, so altogether you have 7 group in the main second year. Of course, 1 group in third year, and in each group you have 5 students. Don't tell me that you cannot deliver. Okay, of course I know that some of you may be a free rider, maybe sumbang makanan dan sebagainya, but it's up to you, because this is at the end of the day what you get. Okay, if you just sumbang your makanan and whatever, you bagi galakan saja, you are a good teammate, and probably you didn't learn. Okay, so I actually want to put it and become individual, but I simply can't afford to mark 35 copy. So instead of marking 35 copy in my last kit, I mark 7 copy. So hopefully, how are you going to say? You try to take this. How many of you have used this Python before or R before? How many of you have used this before? None, ada? Tak ada. Then paksa rela. Okay, and you have 7 copies. You have something. I strongly believe that the way each of you do programming, or each of your group do programming, shouldn't be the same. Meaning to say that you cannot. I ask you to have your hard copy, your report. Okay, basically you print screen your coding and also your output the graph. Basically the question is about 3D graph, plotting 3D graph, and also plotting this vector value function. Okay, I try to do this question. I try to do this. Me alone, I spend about 2 to 3 hours to complete this. I am alone, including searching the how to do this I'm using R. Of course, you can use Python or Jupyter, whatever. Okay, you serve that. Okay, you serve internet, and then but probably you will take longer time, because if you are not familiar with the platform, then you have to do the installation and so on. Okay, I expect that it can be done in 5 hours, or probably no, more than that, because you need some time to get familiar with the syntax and so on. Okay, so hopefully each of you, I encourage you to try. Okay, but later on you discuss among yourself. I believe that the coding, the syntax shouldn't be identical, even though probably you follow the same, because I'm probably using this. I like to use a function G. You may use other function. It's not necessary you put it at T. You can use S and whatever. At least you check that. Don't if I found that your assignment is identical to others, Okay, even a very small portion that I will straight away put 0 mark. That is the only requirement. Okay, so what you need to do here, of course, is complete this 3D graph. Okay, and the 3D graph, of course, cannot be identical. Like you can adjust a little bit how you adjust your box, right? There is a box for you to, and cannot be identical. So that's what I mean. Okay, even though the functions, okay, are the same. Okay, then you have this. Okay, you look at the marking criteria. Each of the correct graph will be 1 mark, given 1 mark. Then you have this is 15 marks. So 3 marks will be given. Will be awarded to extra effort in you put your coding nicely, meaning to say that this is your reference. Your reference can be your URL. You just put the URL. This is a URL that you refer. The coding you can refer, no problem. I believe that they will not have the same function. Right? You can refer to whatever URL, and you can also beautify or even animate the curve. Beautify meaning to say that if the graph is not, if the line is not that sharp, the color is not beautiful, you want to put it. That's the meaning of beautify that. Okay, the axis is not very clear and so on. Okay, so you can put that. If you can even animate that, then even better. Okay, but that is not a requirement because I found that it's not that easy for you to do. Or you have to install a lot. Like if you are using Python, you have to go for the Postgre library and so on. To me, it's very challenging. I don't expect that, to be honest. Okay. Then, I mark your. Excuse me, orang tua di depan nak cakap. Okay. So there is, I would say, it's a very serious mistake in your assignment 1, where I found most of you, probably I didn't explain well as well. You should differentiate in between references and also bibliography. Is it bibliography or bibliography? Okay, you may Google that. Okay, the word that I use here is bibliography. Bibliography meaning that you can have 10 sources. You can have 10 articles, 10 books. Okay, it is not necessary for you to cite all that 10 into somewhere in your text. That is called bibliography. In order to complete this assignment, you need to read this material. That is okay. You can list all. But reference is something that you must cite somewhere in your text. Let's say your whoever's your lecturers, okay, wrote something. You refer to his or her article, then their name must appear somewhere in your text. So that's the meaning of reference. Okay. So reference and bibliography in academic writing, because you will have your FYP soon. So I hope you know the differences between these. Okay. If you want to know more of that, of course you can Google. Okay, you can Google that. Okay. So now to include the list of bibliography. So bibliography here is most probably, I believe that you will use some web material. So you just list out the URL, Okay, you don't have to supply a long list, which is most important. That really help you. And then also indicate in what respect that the URL help you to complete that task. Let's say I need to use certain function in R. Okay, or so that function is not very familiar. I do not know why. Okay. So how am I going to say that? Yeah, put it this way. I think I show you this way. How many minutes is that? In my research work, I plot this a lot. I plot this a lot. Okay, so I do not know how to do. I quickly go for. I'm not sure which material that I'm going to use. Macam tak ada tu. Let's say I use this one. Let's say I use this material. Okay, and this material show me that let's say I need to use this package. let's say, okay. Then in your bibliography, you just copy this one and you say that you're using this package because you follow this. Is it okay? That's bibliography. That's the one that I expect you do in your assignment 2. Where is my assignment? This one. Also indicate in what aspect the URL will help you to complete your task. Is it okay? This is very important. Huh? This is very important to not only. So that's why I don't want you to give a long list of the URL or whatever the web material. Okay, but you need to give that really help you. Really help you. The general one do not like the installation about that do not you don't have to put. Or how to install this and that you don't have to put. Is it okay? So any question? I remember many years ago I have this lab section by using Maple, which is not very stable because Maple is a licensed software and it's difficult for you. So now we go for open source. Okay? So shouldn't be a problem that you go for this. The deadline, as I say, is here, week 13. Week 13. Okay. So any question? Okay. So now I think we try to settle this learning unit vector value function in today's class. This unit tangent vector, unit normal vector, all you need to do is to differentiate and then find its magnitude. Okay, and then divide it, then you get what you want to have, what is so-called unit. Because when you put it, the magnitude is equal to 1. Then you have the binomial vector. So the second application, the third one for your information, I'm not going to go for this because this is very engineering. Just forgot about that. So the application, the second application will be the position vector. Again, you do the differentiation, you get the velocity, and then you do the differentiation again, you get acceleration. So yeah. Before this, I think we have one more question to complete. This one, I'm not sure why I put it this way. Sorry for that. We have one more question to complete. So find the unit tangent vector and also unit principles unit normal vector for curve with parametric equation. This one, parametric equation. So here you have this sine x. You have this sine theta. Then this one here. So what we need to do here is to get the error. You know that this one from here you can have your error 3 sine 3 cos. You can have your error which is given by a parameter value 3 sine theta I plus 3 cos theta j plus 3k. So hope that it is the correct one. Okay.
It still is the Q aspect.
What is that? Not listed. So any problem in the? Is that okay now? Go back to here.
Yes.
Okay. And your class is still okay. I can still see quite a numbers of students here. My other class very. I have about 67 students. In my class, only 30 something. The rest online. I think most probably because of Thursday. I have class on Thursday and also Monday. Yesterday kan. Then yesterday early morning they watched the FIFA World Cup final kan. Dia tak bangun. Benci betul. But it's okay. I think as long as you follow. But the downside is if you online, you cannot ask questions. That's the out. Okay, here. So we have this one. So what you need to do here is you find your dr theta. So this cos you get sine, you get cos theta. I. So cos you get negative sine theta. J and 3k is just 0. 3k equals 3, you get 0. Then you find its magnitude. Magnitude of this. So here you have 3 cos theta power 2 plus minus 3 sine theta power 2. Okay, you remember that when you find magnitude many times, you need to use the product rules. So which is 9 cos power 2 theta plus sine power 2 theta. So here, this everything equal to 1, and you have the answer as 3. Okay, so with this, you can have your tangent, the unit tangent in terms of theta. So which is this over this one, over this d theta. Okay, you can straight away, you don't actually need to write this formula. You can straight away this divided by 3. So you know the answer is cos I minus sine theta. Okay. So what we want to find is to find at point 303. Okay, so at this point 303, you have to find that this is your x, this is your y, and this is your z. So you have to find what's the corresponding theta value. Okay, theta value here you have x. Here you have 3 equal to 3 sine theta. 0. 0 equal to 3 cos 3 theta. And here is 3 equal to 3. So this of course 3 is equal to 3. And from here, what you basically you want to find what's the value when sine theta is equal to 1, or when the cos theta is equal to 0. Okay, from here you should know that the theta it is 90 degree, which is pi over 2. So there is extra work that you need to find when the point is given. When the point is given, you need to find its corresponding theta value, and you just substitute into here. At theta equal to pi over 2, you have cos pi over 2i minus sine pi over 2j. So here you know that this one is equal to 0 and this one is equal to 1. So that's why the answer here is negative j. Is that okay? Negative j. Okay, this is what I mean by if you find this, the answer here is negative j. What you have to be very careful is you will not start your finding your normal vector by using this one, but you should go for this. Okay, you should go for something general, but not something that without theta. If there is no theta, then you are very happy. You differentiate everything will become zero. Then of course your mark is also zero. Okay, so you have to go for this. Okay, you have to go for this one here. Of course, if the mathematical answer are all zero, then of course your mark is most probably will be zero as well. So then you have to differentiate your t, okay, with respect to your theta. Differentiate this one with respect to theta. So which is not that difficult as long as you remember how you do your sine and how you do your cos. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, you go for that and you find its magnitude. You find its magnitude. You have your negative sine theta, everything power 2, plus negative cos theta, everything power 2. Okay. Then here, of course, you know that it is sine power 2 theta plus cos power 2 theta. This one, the answer here is 1. The answer here is 1. So this divided by this, divide by 1, you know that it's just the same. You don't actually, anything divided by 1, it is still that. It is still that. So what you have here at this n at this 5/2, okay, you can have your negative sine 5/2i minus cos 5/2j. This will give you 1 and this will give you 0. The answer for this is negative I. Any question? So I think this is a very good example that we visualize. So how true our unit tangent vector and also unit normal vector, how true. So this, if you look at this vector value function, you should know that this is give you a cylinder, a vertical cylinder with radius 3. If you proceed with the graph, okay, and then this z equal to 3 will tell you that it is actually a circle. It is a cylinder radius 3. Do you agree? It is a cylinder radius 3 where, because the z is always equal to 3, so no matter how you go for this will be 3. So it is not a helix but a circle. Either go this direction or go the other way around. Do you agree? Again, you are forced to agree with me. Either go this way or go that way. So what we want to find is at this particular point, at this theta equal to 2 or 5/2, sorry, theta equal to 5, we have actually 3, 0, 3. So 3, 0, 3 is here. This is 3, 0, and 3. It is this point. It is this point that we mean by this is 3, 0, 3, right? This point. So with this point, you know that the the unit tension vector is going to that direction. Is going to that direction. Okay, so then because this is J, this is J, so this is negative J, then you should probably expect that. Okay, oh sorry, the circle, the graph should probably go that direction. Well, but we're just guessing, you can verify it easily. Or you can verify it. So if this is your negative J, hopefully you can plot that this correctly, negative J. This is your key. This is your key at a particular pi over 2. Then your negative I is going that direction. This is your normal. This is your normal. This is your n pi over 2, which is negative I. This is negative I. Okay, so hopefully you can see this is our third type of vector value function, which is helix. Okay, these helix have have many different variants. So if we have, in this case, we have z equal to 3, so we know that it becomes a circle. It is not a helix because it becomes a circle. It's become a cyclic pattern. We can have a cyclic pattern. Any question? So far, so good? Okay. Okay, this all the arc length regarding arc length, I will skip that. Okay. I will skip, then we go for this application, which is something not you should be familiar with. Okay, not that difficult. You have your position vector. Okay, why this is not a position? Because it actually show you the position at different time. At different time, a vector value function by itself is a position vector. The velocity, you just differentiate it. Okay, we start with this one, and you know that this is a helix. Okay, this is something like that. Okay, a helix. Okay. Then what you need to do here is to find the velocity and acceleration and also speed at a particular t, t pi over 4. So we start with finding this dr dt. Differentiate that. Okay, differentiate that. You just have to differentiate very, very careful. Sine become negative cos. Then you have your cos tj plus 3k, plus 3k. So this is already your velocity. This is already your velocity, but you just have to find the velocity at a particular velocity at this t equal to pi over 4. So this is given by v pi over 4. You can have your negative sine pi over 4i plus cos pi over 4j plus 3k. Plus 3k. You know that pi over 4 is just something that this one, this is your pi over 4, so 1 sub 2. 1 sub 2. So here this over this for your sine. So it is negative 1 over sub 2i plus negative 1 over sub 2j plus 3k. So be very careful, even though we write it in this form. When you want to go for your acceleration, you have to differentiate this one. you have to take this to differentiate. You have to take this to this one. You have to take this to differentiate, but not this. But not this, because here this is a velocity at a particular t pi over 4. You should not take that, because you see that you are happy with this because there is no t. Then you put this at 0 and your mark is also 0. Okay, so it is not. You have to use this to differentiate. You get here is negative. You get negative cos ti. Negative cos, you get negative sine tj, and you have 3k, so you differentiate, you get 0. Okay, negative sine. You get this one. So at a particular pi over 4, you have your negative cos pi over 4i minus sine pi over 4j, and this is again very straightforward. You get this is negative 1 over 2i minus negative 1 over 2j. That is your speed. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so we have one more to find, which is speed. We have one more to find, which is speed here. So the speed is simply, if you go for this, speed is just simply the magnitude of your velocity. Okay, the magnitude of your velocity. So what you need to find here is this one, the speed. You from here, from this one, okay, you just find the velocity. You just find the magnitude, sorry, so which is negative 1 over sub 2, everything power 2, plus 1 over sub 2 power 2, plus 3 power 2. You just find this. So this is 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 9. Everything it is 10 sub 10 sub 10. As long as you do your differentiation carefully, I think this shouldn't be a problem. Is that okay? Any question? Can we go for the next one before we have a break for 5 minutes? So this is again very similar. You just go for this DRDT. Okay, very similar, but the exponential, you get exponential. So this is already your velocity. I, so 2 cos, 2 sine, you get 2 cos t, j, cos, you get sine, negative sine. Okay. So at this velocity at pi, or you want to find at pi, so what you need to do is substitute t with pi, 2 cos pi, j minus 2 sine phi k. Cos phi is cos 100 degree, negative 1, sin phi 0. Sin phi 0. So we arrive at E phi I minus 2j, which is the first one. Then we want to find speed. Speed is to find the magnitude for this velocity at this particular phi. We have E phi everything power 2 plus negative 2 everything power 2. So this can be simplified as 4 plus no. If I want to find this, this is not probably the best answer. I have exponential 2 pi. I can have exponential 2 pi directly. So you may replace this your t with pi in order to get the same answer. So this is to find a general speed, but this one I think it should be replaced with pi. Because we want to find it at this particular point, t equal to pi. So we have one more, probably something extra is the direction. Okay, so the direction of your velocity. So basically your direction is given by, you simply use your velocity at this particular phi divided by its magnitude. So you have this one divided by this. And then we have our acceleration. Okay, to get the acceleration, so what you need to do is to differentiate your velocity. Differentiate this one. Remember, differentiate this one, but not this, because if you differentiate this, there is no t for you to differentiate, but you have to differentiate the first with the t value. So here you have 2 sine t minus 2 cos t. Then you substitute the t equal to pi or t equal to pi. Substitute the t equal to pi here. You have e pi I minus 2 sine pi j minus 2 cos pi k. So here, this is 0, this is negative 1, and you have the answer e pi I plus 2k. Yeah. Okay, so we have a break for 5 minutes, and later on we go through. I don't like this calculation because this is difficult for me to mark your work. It's easy probably for you to do. The next one, I like. Next one. Is Amil Naku around? No. Okay, just one more extra information you probably needed. Okay, if you just rely on your base R or your Python that you install, you may probably not able to plot the graph. So you have to rely, you have to get the suitable, in R we call it package, in Python you call it library. You have to get suitable library on that. Okay, so if you rely on whatever, no, I mean, after your installation, immediately you can get no. Okay, so that's the, and I strongly, you may start to decide at this stage that which programming platform you really want to dip into. Okay, if you have my first assignment is actually asking you to do machine learning, things like that, but not many of you will go for. Not many group actually can get what I expect. So if you really want to go for that area, okay, then Python is very good for you to explore. Starting explore, get a little bit of this, okay. Then during your long-term holiday later on, you may explore it more, okay. With Python alone, because you don't be surprised that Python is a subject in primary school in US. Primary school, normal school, is not like the computer science school. It's a normal school in US. Okay. So I hope I'm not, in other words, I try to justify myself. I'm not too demanding if you ask you to learn it by yourself. Okay. Okay, so now, if no question on that, we proceed with this second example. I think it's the last example of this learning unit. This is my favorite type of application. Why? Because it's really tests your whether you are aware of whether you really understand what is meant by indefinite integral and definite integral. Okay, so what we have here, if we were given a velocity, so we want to find this position vector. So what we need to do here is you need to differentiate your velocity. You need to differentiate your velocity. If from this position you go for the velocity, you are doing differentiation. So the opposite process is actually integration. You need to integrate this. So when you, similar to differentiation, when you integrate component by component. Okay. So I hope you still remember what I taught in the online class. Okay. So you have to put a big bracket using your pencil, so that you know that this everything should belong to component I. Then you have negative. You just follow that negative, integrate to P, dt, J, and this everything is your J. Then we have your integration. I think by straight away I can put it as power 1 over 2 because it will be easier for you to integrate power 1 over 2 K. So this is the three integration in defining integral that you need to evaluate. Okay, then what you have here will be, you just integrate this integrate, it's not differentiate, 3 over 3. Of course, you need to put a plus C. Then this is component I. Component I. Then for minus 1, I may just go for this integration. You have your exponential 2t. Remember exponential, how you do with that? You differentiate this with respect to t. But for differentiation, you put it as coefficient as a numerator. But here you put it as denominator. Plus something c. Okay, this is for j. And you know that it is bracket. Okay, put the bracket here. Then you have your this integration, you get p 3 over 2 Here you may just put it as 3 over 2 first, plus C, plus CK. Plus CK, so you have this everything. This everything. But it is very, very important for you to say that this is C1, C2, and C3. It can be the same, it can be different. If you did not do this, C1, C2, C3, and you find that your work are pretty easy, straightforward, then you actually you will lose a lot of mark here. Because you didn't consider this, okay, at all, position vector. So what is given here is T equal to 0. When this is given at T equal to 0, you need to find at T equal to 0, or whatever you find here, which is given as this. Okay? You just substitute your T equal to 0, you get C1i. So exponential, be very careful, you get exponential 0, which gives you 1, okay, plus C2j. Here again 0, you get your C3k. You get your C3k. So once you have that, okay, when you have this iron knot and so on here, you can compare, or you can compare to the one given. You can compare to this given. Okay, you compare to this iron knot given. So you compare component by component, I, J, and K. In other words, here your C1 is equal to 1 directly, because here it is nothing here, meaning that it is 1, or 1i. Then this everything you compare to your C2. Compare to your C2, which is equal to 4. From here, it means that you have your C2 is equal to negative 4 minus 1 over 2. So it will be negative 9 over 2. And your C3 is equal to negative 1. So with that, you can have your C1, C2, and C3 value and putting into here. So you can have your RT is equal to T power 3 over 3 plus 1 I, then minus exponent 2T over 2 minus 9 over 2J plus 3. Then this is 2 power 3. Doesn't matter if you want to keep in this form, minus 1. Minus 1. Okay. As I said, I like this type of question a lot. I like on. I'll give you 20 seconds. Okay, I share with you how I mark this work. Any question? So just to give you an idea, this is if I see you have a set of doing integration, okay, then you get this everything correct. One integration, and you have your C1, C2, C3, because this is very important for you to create that. Okay? And you get this your other knot. You get each of these is correct. Then here is one. Okay, so remember, if you did not have this everything, you did not consider this, you can only get a very minimal marks in this type of question. I like this very, very much. Janji, memang janji. But of course, not this one. Not this one. There's probably the 1/2 is too easy. I may put that T power 998 and so on. No problem. Because I ever heard from one education expert that the professor complained that our mathematics questions are too simple. Because the student is always you always being asked to differentiate this one or what you call x power 2. This is too easy. He said that you have to ask your student to differentiate this. We respect to love. Something like that, like to map that, or you can put it as 300, how to differentiate this. Then, yeah, this is, yeah. Okay, so we are done with our learning unit 3. Okay, so according to this, pace, we will probably can end our lesson with in week 12 or probably week 12 or week 13. No? So then later on, I just give you free time, okay, to complete your assignment and prepare your final exam. So this is a very short learning unit where we actually replace. Okay, we actually have a course called a learning unit many years ago called vector calculus. Vector calculus. We actually replace this where you can read this. These are a lot of this, but these are very engineering. We have a lot of not this one, divergent curve and this so on. Now plus coefficient. This gate, I like this very much. I learned this a lot. Gradient theorem, divergent theorem, green theorem. Then benci betul the one that put in BN the book is theorem G01, which is not correct. It should be theorem green again. It's not theorem G01. So this is Greek theorem. I remember that I will learn this a lot in my, but this has been scratched off and we replaced with something easier, which is complex number. Okay, so I don't think I have to introduce complex number. You know well. Okay, it is the opposite of this. Real numbers is actually complement to real number as well. I hope this is something that you have. Okay, you know that. Okay, but one thing I really need to emphasize. Okay, is let's say I have this number 2. Okay, this number 2 is, of course, all of you agree that 2 is a real number, right? And 2 is also a complex number. Do you agree? Do you agree? You're forced to agree. You are forced to agree. 2 is also a complex number where you can write as this formula. Of course, 2 plus 0i. Okay, so but that is correct, right? If you think about the number system, the smallest that you go is what? The natural numbers, right? Then after that, what you have? I can't remember. Is your integer, right? After your integer, then you have your quotient number. Betul tak? Then what do you have? Real number. Then finally you have your complex number. You have your complex number. So whatever real number is a complex number. Okay, but of course, if you want to differentiate real is real, complex is complex, you can. Oh no, what it should be this way. Whatever real number can be written in complex number. It's not whatever real number is complex number. No, I shouldn't make that statement. Ajaran sesat. Okay. So that this one. Okay. I think we have some question something like this, especially when we have 0i, when we have 0i. So this complex number, what else I need to talk on complex number? It's not complex, then okay, you have your this is your real part, right? This is what you call imaginary part. This is your the real, and this is your imaginary part. So if you want to plot this in table in graph, it is something look like this, right? This is the axis here is real. This axis here is imaginary. Okay, let's say you have this. Of course, I change this to a 2i plus 2 plus 3i. Then you have here up to 2, you have here up to 3. So this is the point that we refer. Okay, and then you have this again. You have this again. So later on, you have this theta again. Something like you have your arrow again. Something like your polar coordinate, right? Okay, so this diagram, it is called how you pronounce this? Huygens diagram. If you still remember lah. Okay, so that's some. So from here, you can actually find your modulus. Okay, you can actually find your modulus here. So that's why in this course we reserve this thing for modulus, but we reserve this thing for magnitude. Okay, the one that we have just now. Okay, but of course it can be the same. Okay, because you know that mathematician is always lazy. They use the magnitude symbol. They use absolute. Okay, so it can be that. So that's about modulus. Phase is actually referred to this theta value, I guess. Okay, the modulus is referred to your error. Okay, this is your error later on. So phase, I guess, is your theta. I'm not sure. I can't remember this. Okay, so here. Complex number, you have these properties. Okay, these properties is to help you, or you know that this is if you go for you add Z plus W first, then you go for the complex. It complex, or you can go for the complex conjugate first, and so on. Okay, Z multiplied with complex conjugate is actually you get this modulus power 2, and you can do it this way, you can do this way, and you can have this as well. Okay. For your this is how we create this is how we do division for complex number. So division for, if you want to divide a complex number with another complex number, might be something slightly difficult. Okay, but this is the way. This is the way that we do. We have to use. By the way, I hope you still remember what is complex conjugate, right? If you have just now, if you have 2 plus 3i, complex conjugate is what do you call 2 minus 3i. You just change the positive to negative. Just wondering how you pass your pre-university. Huh? You have no idea how you pass your pre-university mathematics. Macam mana saya lulus, saya pun tak tahu. Oh, your pre-university time were all online. Oh, no wonder. Physical. Sorry, you take your pre-university during 2020. 2020 ke 2021? 2020, yeah? So how about you? Apa tu? Online class but physical exam. Percent. Sedikit risau. Sedikit risau. You know why? Because this year I have my 4th year student doing FYP. Siapa yang datang? Masuk. Now a little bit worried because this batch, 4th year batch, they have 2 years online. So their 2nd year, 3rd year, all happily they have their online. So when they come to 4th year, macam tak boleh buat. Itu yang risau sikit. Hopefully you are not. You still have time to mix around with your friends because it is very important for you to learn from your friends. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, we go for all questions here one by one. So these are actually a revision. Revision. So we go for this. How you do multiplication? Number A. So -1 plus 3i. To encourage you to focus on this complex number, even though it is not covered in test 2, it will cover in final exam. As I say, final exam 4 question, 4 long question or structured question. So each of them from one learning unit. So you expect that there is one question from on this complex number on this chapter, and this chapter is very, very short and merely calculation. Merely calculation. If you can calculate well, okay, if you have a chance to look at your friend's answer, then okay. But you do it at your own risk. If you are being cautious, you. Okay, so this one. So what you have, what you need to do is you multiply this. You multiply this with this one. You multiply this with this, multiply this with this, multiply with this, with this, multiply with this, with this. This is what all you need to do when it comes to this complex number. So this with this, you get -2. I said we get -2. This with this, you get positive 5i. This with this, you get 6i. This with this, you get negative 15i power 2. Okay, 15i power 2. Then you have to know, I guess you still remember, what is I power 2? I power 2 is I multiplied with I. So what is I? You have surd -1 multiplied with surd -1. Okay, so what you have here is -1 power 2. Am I correct? No, not power 2. It's -1. Because it is actually -1. If you want to be more exact, -1, 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2, right? The index. So that's why this is -1. So whenever you see your I power 2, you can replace it with -1. Now you have to replace it with -1. Then you can simplify this. You have -2 plus -1 with -15, it's become plus 15. So you have this 13. Here you have 13. This with this you have 11i. 11i. So as I said, this is just calculation based. Okay, so complex number, division. You have this divide, something divided by something. So the only way for you to do this, okay, you have to, not the only way, you must go for multiply it with the complex conjugate at the denominator. This is the one that you need to do. So this 2 plus 5i, you have to go for 2 plus negative 5i, the 2 minus, sorry, negative 5i. You need to do that. And it is important, you know that this, let me do it somewhere else. So this is the first thing you have to know, you have to remember on this complex number. The second one that you probably need to know, I need to go for here. Whenever you have A, this is the first one, this the second one that you need to know. Whenever you have A plus BI multiplied with its complex number, complex conjugate, what you have here will be A multiplied with A, you have A power 2. A multiplied with negative BI, you have ABI. This with this, you have plus ABI. This with this, you have negative B power 2, I power 2. Okay, and we know that this and this can be cancelled, and this can be negative 1. Okay, so whenever you have this a complex number multiplied with its conjugate, you always have a real number, which is A power 2 plus B power 2. So this is the second thing that you have to know. Quickly match your or not. A small piece of the paper, put it in the small piece of paper and try to bring into the exam hall. So this is your complex conjugate. You can always have, okay, am I too fast? Okay. So you have your, the denominator. I go for the denominator. You should know that you don't have to calculate this. You should know that it is 2 power 2 plus 5 power 2. Of course, if you have negative 5, even though you have this negative, you just consider positive, it is okay, right? Because the power 2 is always a square, it will always be what you call, will become positive. And you have to do this multiplication, this with this, this with this, this with this, and this with this. So all you need to do is that. Okay, so here you have your this with this, you have negative 2. This with this, you have positive 5i. This with this, you have 6i. This with this. Tadi punya kan? Tak perlu buat lah, then you have that. It's just the same as this one, right? So here you have your 13 plus 11i divided by 9. Not 9, 29. You can put it this form. Of course, you can put it this form as well. Right? It's just the same thing. So the rest of the question, I will not go for this. Sebab ini macam soalan final. So you do it yourself. Macam lah, saya ingat saya macam. This one you do it yourself. I will go for question number E. Macam, because I have covered all these. You should do this and you should do this, and you should use a complex conjugate here, complex conjugate here, and you use this. Okay, you do it very careful. You should not write at this. Okay, macam soalan final. Okay, so yeah, then we go for this. Don't be surprised if you really see this question. Okay, I want to go to question number H, not number E first. Number H first, because this is I should give you a very big numbers instead of I-17. So how you solve this I-17 from this I power 2? What you know is only I power 2, which is equal to. So this is making use of. You must making use of this. You must making use of this in order to solve your I-17 or whatever power it is. Okay. So how we go for this is you have to write your I-17 into I power 2 something. Okay, it must be power 2 something. Then the nearest to 17 is you can get is 2 multiplied with n. Yeah, correct. Okay, then if you understand that, you have a remainder I here. You have this I here again because we didn't write it. You should know that this is your 1, right? This is 1, huh? We didn't write that. And you know that this is actually playing around with I16 plus 1, things like that. Okay, because here we give you 16, here you give you 1. So you're actually using this technique, then you know that this I power 2 is negative 1, and you have power x, I, multiplied with this. So this again will give you positive. Huh? So that's why the answer here is I. So that's why our question should give you 5I22022. Question like that. 2022 is too easy, 2023 lah. Oh, tak jadi. Ini cerita kosong. Tak jadi. Okay, so now try to go to question number E and question number G. See how much you can get. Question E and G. We go for question E first. How you solve this question number E? Since masa dah banyak, I start work now. So you boleh buat, ada pun tak nak. What you need to do here is two things, but of course the first one is to multiply with complex conjugate. Multiply. Okay, be very careful. This sengaja buat macam ni to mengelirukan you. It's sengaja punya. So you should put it better way. When you copy put, you tukar that so that you know that it is negative 1 plus 2i. Why it is important for you to put it this form, so that you know that the complex conjugate is negative 2i, like this. Baru betul. Otherwise, many of you will go for this. When you see this, okay, my complex conjugate is this one, then ditipu oleh saya. I guess many of you will put this one. So complex conjugate is this. It is negative I, negative 2i. So this is the complex conjugate. Jangan ditipu oleh saya. Okay, then what else you need to do? You know the denominator now is negative 1 power 2 plus 2 power 2. Okay, then this part here you have to simplify by using a power 2, everything power 50. power 15. Then minus this part here, you have to use a 2 power 9, and then you have I again. Oh, you have I again. Then what you still have to do here is to differentiate, to do the multiplication later on. Okay, and this one we give you -1, and this one we also give you -1. So all of them you have power odd number. Power odd number we give you negative. So here we give you -3. This we give you -1. With this negative, so you have a positive. Positive -1 minus this 2i divided by 5. Okay, then here if you solve it, I don't have to draw the the connection again. You should know that this is 3, the first one. This with this you get 6i. This with this you get -I. This with this you get -2i power 2 divided by 5. So here again you will have -1. So everything can be simplified as 5 minus plus 5i divided by 5. So it is 1 plus I. Question number G. I think I go for question number F. Question number F. Oh, panjang betul that question. 2i minus 1. Then 3 plus I modulus, conjugate first, power 3. Then we have 1. We have 1 plus I, 1 minus I. This one. Okay. So this is nothing but showing you that you have to find the complex conjugate first before you do your whatever expansion or multiplication. This one you can straight away. You can straight away putting this into here. So this with this you have your 2i power 2 minus 2i. So here you have to be very careful. It's betul, it's in this form. You actually have to find sub 3 minus I and then power 3. power 3 times. Of course, you can use your cubic function to a cubic expansion to expand this, or you can multiply 3 times. You can use cubic function if you are familiar with cubic equation, how you expand that. And this one with this, you can straight away go for 1, this with this negative I, this with this plus I, or this is again, no, I forgot to, I cannot start first. I cannot do this because I haven't considered the complex conjugate. Okay, these are actually 1 plus I, 1 plus I. Yeah. It is good that you divide this into a few parts. Okay, and you complete here, complete this, you complete this. So here I complete this first. Yeah, I complete this first. This with this I get 3. This with this I get sub 3i minus sub 3i plus I power 2. And here this you get negative 1. So here you get 2 minus 2 sub 3i. Then later on you multiply with your sub 3 minus I again. You can have this with this. This will be 2, 3, I, and here you have 2 sub 3 I power 2. Element 2 first. I have not been contacting my friends that I know when I was in Australia, who are from who are actually China men. I dah lama tak tanya. Then this morning I asked tanya khabar lah through the WeChat. Then you know what he replied me? You know, my friends. I know a few because I stay together with people from China when I was doing my PhD in Australia. I know a few. So dah lama saya tak tanya dia khabar. Then this morning I asked how was they doing? They replied me, this is my 4th day already, the 4th day. Sudah kena COVID at that site, China, a lot. I say, oh, we already experienced this. I have to show you, we already experienced this. It's quite, because initially their country are controlled well, right? But now they are very, very severe. Very, a lot of cases. Okay, back to here, but that's nothing to do with use. So here you have this is negative 1. And this and this can be cancelled. So here you have negative at I. Is that correct? Am I correct for this? Do you get this negative at I? Help me to check this. Then here you can go for this. You have your 1 plus I plus I plus I power 2. So here, this one you have 1 plus 2I. Okay, oh, sorry, this is negative 1. Salah kan? Wrong question.
It's minor mistake.
Which one?
Because the conjugate 1 minus I is 1 plus I.
This should be 1 plus I.
Yeah, 1 plus.
1 minus.
Minus plus, why minus plus?
I understand Mandarin. So what he said is correct because this is complex. The original question is 1 over I. No, if the question is wrong in the final exam in the test, you have to do as well. The wrong question, you cannot say the question is wrong. It is that. Betul? Betul, you make me not confident in doing maths again. 1 minus I, is it? 1 minus I conjugate. Oh, yours is different. Oh, now I know what you mean. This, okay, the version that you have is different. What you have? 1 plus I. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Oh, the version that I should follow your version, huh? So this is minus. Oh, sorry. Bumi yang mana tidak ditimpa hujan. So this one you don't have to. So if it is like this, then you don't have to expand, right? You may know the answer is 1 power 2 plus 1 power 2, which is 2. I don't have to expand that. I'm sorry for that because I do not know which version that I use. Okay, so here, hopefully now this is correct. You have 2i power 2 minus 2i minus ni plus 2. So the answer is 2i power 2. Oh, no, this one you have to. No, you cannot write it as power 2. You have to put it as -1. So -2 now. Salah lagi kan? Which one? 1a? No. Am I correct? These two? This is a complex. This is a pair of complex conjugate already. If it is in this form, then you don't have to expand. Where you need to do here is to get 1. Is to get your 1 power 2 plus whatever you want to say, -1 power 2. It's the same. It's resulting in 2, right? Betul? Please help me to get my confidence in doing mathematics. So here you have -2, you have +2. So the answer is -10i. Betul tak? Betul. Oh, ni memang salah lah. So this person. So this is macam this is one of the question in final exam, but another set probably. Hey, you know I'm very lazy in designing new questions, so I take here and there, copy and paste, put it in the final exam. Janji. And if you still can't do, I dah tak tahu macam mana buat lagi. Okay, that's all for today. So we probably have class for this week and probably next week. Let's see whether we can finish that or not. Okay, and yeah. Okay, start install your R or Python. Start play around with that. Okay, if you encounter any problem and you want to discuss with me, please. Okay, you can discuss with me after the class, or you can have it discussed with me in my office. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you, sir. Well,